Welcome to a Milk Market Tidbit for the April cold storage report that USDA released on Friday afternoon. This is Dr. Lawrence Jones with Farm Institute, and I'm recording this on Sunday afternoon, May the 25th. All right, so the cold storage report is our second report. We had the milk production report earlier in the week, and then we're going to have the dairy products report, beginning of the next month here. So this is a summary as to how it all came together. We always start with revisions first. Anything that is in green says that was revised up. Anything in red says it was revised down. And then when we look at the actual versus the typical, anything that was too high is in green, and anything that was too low is in red. The March revision suggests there was a decreased demand for cheese in March because if our cold storage went up a little under 6 million pounds, that means that something else had to have gone down. And the demand for cheese in April was probably a little bit better than it was in March because we had thought that we would input about 21 million and we increased it only about 10. So here is what's happened over the last few years. We've been just increasing these cheese stocks clear up to 1.5 billion. And then we started drawing them down, and somewhere around 2022 is when that transition occurred. And we've been pulling cheese stocks down more or less ever since. Now, this particular report came in a little higher than we had expected, on a seasonal base level. Is it normal to increase cheese this time of year? Yes. I mean, look back here, and then here, and here, and here. So it's coming up in this kind of time frame is very normal. American stocks are doing about the same thing. They've been on a very strong upward trend, and then we started pulling them down, again, somewhere in 2022 or so. It's always interesting to look to see if we're pulling American stocks down any more or less than anything else. And it's been 57% for quite a while, but I decided to take that to a decimal point, so 57.2. So these are dropping a little bit, but again, not significant. Other cheese stocks, same story. We were on this upward trend, and then we started turning down. These came in slightly higher than we had expected them to on a seasonal basis. We look at butter, revised down just a little, and this would suggest that demand for butter is probably higher than we thought it was. And then at the same time, the actual came in much lower than we had projected. So demand for butter in April is probably better than March. So butter is not increasing stocks as fast as everybody had thought they were. So here are the actual stocks. Again, these had been on an upward trend, but that absolutely broke. And again, you could argue somewhere here, 2022, I carried that all the way back because we're at stocks now that we had in 2018 or so. And these actually came in a little bit lower than what we thought they were. So again, butter is not as plentiful into the stocks as cheese is at this point. So this last week we had the global dairy trade that was down a little bit. The milk production report which showed much higher cow numbers and a cold storage report. This next week we start with a holiday. Looks like we're going to get the National Dairy Sales Report on Wednesday. I would expect that to get pushed till Thursday, but on the website right now, they're still saying Wednesday. And then the agricultural prices are going to come out on Friday. So the next milk market tidbit won't be until we get the class and component numbers here on the 4th of June.